Hey guys, welcome to another video where today we'll be taking a look at this lead generation workflow inside of n8n. This workflow will generate a lead, do research about the lead, and generate an icebreaker that you can use then to reach out to them using cold email, for example. At the end of this workflow, we also add all of our leads to a new instantly campaign. So before further ado, let's get right into it. All right. So before we get into all the technical detail about this workflow, let's see it in action. So in our case here, we are using this Airtable for the CRM. So how do we fill the CRM? Okay, so first of all, we need a URL that we'll be scraping. In our case, I'll be using Apollo to scrape. So what you need to do is go to the apollo.io, get your parameters in. I'm using catering for this example. Copy the URL, paste the URL in here, give it a file name. This will be the final Google Sheets file name for, the script. Give it a type. So here I have a couple of examples ready. So Apollo, Google, LinkedIn, that would depend, on the scraper you want to run. And then a status here we have to do in progress and done. All right, once the setup looks like this, we're ready to execute the workflow. I'm going to go back to my n8n workflow and execute this workflow. Now we should see the status change from to do to in progress, and we also received a file link. This file link is just a Google Drive link to our catering file here. Yeah. And if I open it up, we can see the first record was already added into here, and our n8n workflow here is processing every single item. So now we are on item number 2. Look back into here, we can see the icebreaker got added. Hey, Basin loved seeing your focus on customized menus at basket. We're just waiting for one last record here to be added. We go to our n8n workflow. Okay, so it's only 4 because one item was filtered out because the email was missing. All right, and now at the end here, we can see that the status was set to done. And if we go to our instantly, so this was before, the leads are empty. If I refresh this, we should see 4 new leads in here. So I ran this workflow once in between cuts with some different information here. And the bottom 4 are from before and the top 4 are from now. So we can see, Felicia, Daryl, Caroline, and so on. So that's basically how the workflow, the workflow works. Now here, you would have your schedule set, your sequences set, and so on. So once the lead gets in here, it would automatically get sent emails from your campaign. So now it's time to look at how this workflow actually works. So first of all, we start with Airtable trigger here that every 1 minute checks if, anything got changed inside of this Airtable base. If it does, it checks if the status is set to do. If it's not, then nothing happens. If it is, we proceed. Then we look at the type. If it's set to Apollo, it's going to scrape from the Apollo scraper here. If it's LinkedIn, it's, you can set up a LinkedIn scraper and so on. Then we copy our templated file inside of our Google Sheets. So this is my Apollo template here with just some basic, information. So first name, last name, email, organization name, organization website, LinkedIn URL, organization LinkedIn, and icebreaker. Then we change the status from to do to in progress inside of Airtable. And now these 2 nodes will be replaced by this HTTP request here. All right, so I manually added this JSON file in here. So this is API scraper output. Because you're not allowed to run API actors through HTTP requests on a free account. This is the only reason. The output is exactly the same as you would get from this HTTP node here if you were on a premium account. So yeah, this is just this part here. Then we have this filter here to check if the email actually exists. So, because we only want leads that we can actually send emails to. And then we loop over every single item that fits our criteria here. So this is just a simple set variables node here for ease of use essentially. And so we have everything in like one place. Then we have this Google Sheets. So we just populate our template with this information. And then we check if the website already exists inside of these Google Sheets or not. So this is just duplication checker essentially. Then we use Firecrawl to crawl the website. If we want to use that for information for our icebreakers here, you could also alternatively use Perplexity to do research and then use that information inside of our icebreaker generator here. So yeah, this is this Perplexity node here. And then we have this OpenAI node. This is the icebreaker generator. As you saw in the video, it is still not the best. We still are not getting the greatest outputs here because, for example, we got this subject at the beginning here for some reason. So yeah, we need to be a bit more specific. But yeah, this is a great starting point, I feel like. And then we just update the Google Sheets with this icebreaker, and it leads to instantly campaign essentially. And after every item has been looped over, we just change the status inside of our A table from in progress to done. So yeah, guys, this is going to be it from my side. Hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you have any questions or suggestions on what I should build next, please let me know down in the comments section below. And yeah, as always, you'll be able to download this workflow template by clicking the first link in the description for completely free. Thank you so much for your time, and see you guys in the next time. Bye-bye.